Hello and welcome to Move the Line Prop Drop Show presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm Ryan Noonan, back with my friends Connor Allen, John Hyslop to talk about the best way, the most profitable way to bet on NFL football, and that is through player props. We will be live here always 3 p.m. Eastern every Friday on the 4for4 Bets YouTube channel. You can find Move the Line wherever you listen to podcasts. We're taking your questions, so if you're hanging out with us now on YouTube, jump in the chat. Let us know what your favorite prop look is for Week 14. Crazy. We're in December. College football winding down a little bit too. We have some college football discussion today. I know we are chomping at the bit to talk about our boy Kevin Jennings. Maybe some more stuff there too. Joining me here as always, Connor Allen. What's up, my friend?
Yeah, not much. Slob, is that a money ball that you're holding? You were just tossing up a little rainbow ball. Is that what that is? The money ball?
Oh, yeah.
You know what they use?
Oh yeah. I'm still live from my kids' room, and there's all kinds of kid paraphernalia around here.
I got one of those kicking around here.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's like the little soccer balls. There's one with the stars on it. It's all right, but I prefer a little bigger. But yeah, I'm ready to go. I can't wait. See, Connor, you got your Bears hat on. Is that prelude to anything or?
No. Well, I did bet Caleb Williams over pass attempts early in the week. We got a great number, 32. Swift and Roshan both DNP'd twice in a row. Roshan out. Swift questionable. I think he probably plays, but probably not full go. So I bet that they chuck the ball around the yard. DJ Moore also questionable. Maybe that could lead us to some other bets, at least for the Millie parlay for sure. Because I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna be any good, but they're gonna throw the ball. I think a good amount.
Will they play the Niners?
Yeah.
Is that who it is? Yeah.
Slob, what's good with you, buddy?
I'm just living the dream, man. It just gets better over here. Dead serious. Every day, it's crazy.
I love that for you.
Yeah, I missed a couple guaranteed parlays last night, but other than that, I'm doing fine.
Okay.
The Wicks
guarantee
kid,
them or?
Well, no, yeah, they're called the guaranteed parlays. So I mean, they're guaranteed, and neither one of them hit, which is wild, just wild stuff. But Dontavian Wicks actually hit, so it kind of like took all that sting away. But that was, dude, I'm never betting on that guy again. It was a little too much for me.
I don't think it's for everyone.
Yeah.
He's a lot. He's a lot.
Like the Jaden Reed stuff. I mean, 0 receptions. His line went from 45 to 62 with the Dobbs news, and he gets nothing. Christian Watson breakout game. He could have had even more if they they just ran the ball into a brick wall like 12 times.
That's insane. That's what killed me. I'm watching it. We were at bowling, obviously. Thursday night, and dude, it was just you're watching like, dude, throw the ball, like you're having success, like you just throw the ball, like that's what you do. Didn't you watch the second half of the Bears game last week? Just throw the ball.
Yep, I had Josh Jacobs overs, and I was like, you should throw the ball. Like this is like they have 8 guys in the box. Like you cannot run the ball against. I know you're playing the defensive line is a bunch of jabronis, but like you got to do something else. And then they just chuck it deep to Watson and like hit a couple, but they just needed to do that probably every play to open up the run instead. But
yeah, it would have been fine. I did like Jacobs yesterday. I actually did a Dub Club video with Riley, and I was like, Jacobs is definitely scoring twice tonight. Dude, he scored 3 times. That never works when you say that, because you got to say it confidently. That way you can believe it. You know what I mean? And it never worked, and it worked, but I didn't play it. Did he score 3 times?
Yeah, he did. Almost 4, actually. He got called back.
I saw the 4th one, but by then it was a little too late.
In the fourth quarter, 4th down discourse is, keep you warm by the fire late at night too. Everyone, in a tizzy about their opinions on what to do with the 4th down or how it was a bad decision.
Hey, it worked. I always go with it worked. I don't know where you guys stand on that. If it worked, then it was good. If it didn't, then it wasn't. Fair enough,
I always default to what does the other sideline want you to do?
Okay, no, that's good. That's good.
And there's some quotes too about that's actually Campbell's origin of some of this stuff is when he was playing in New Orleans with Sean Payton. Sean Payton was at the time definitely one of the more aggressive 4th down coaches. And he said the reaction on the other side, you could always tell when they were very uneasy when they would go for it on 4th down. He remembered that as a coach. And he's like, I want to be aggressive like that. I don't want to be someone who sits back. And so, hey, it seemed like a game, especially as Packers kind of figured out and found their footing and could throw the ball around, that whoever had the ball last might have a shot. So if you're going to give Jordan Love 35, 40 seconds or so, the ball in short field just to get into field goal range, why not take that out of his hands? So obviously, you got the best offensive line in the league. Push him around.
LaFleur would have ran it. No, I'm just kidding. I like that. That's like the Michael Jordan approach. Remember what didn't he say that about betting? He's like, how much you want to bet? And he's like, whatever makes you uncomfortable. And he's like, whoa, that's like terrifying.
He's such a psychopath. I love that about him.
Yeah, that is a ridiculous answer to a question like that. Like, damn, I don't want to gamble with you anymore.
I think one thing is for sure that Dan Campbell does not give a rat's ass about any of our opinions or anyone on the line's opinions. The nerds are crying about it. The football guys are, crying about it both ways. Like, it's like just no one really knows what to do with it because it wasn't really like it was like the wrong decision by the numbers, but going for it is almost always the right decision when you're asking that question by the analytics. So like everyone just like was all freaking out. And I was just enjoying watching the world burn because people were getting really upset about it.
That's the crazy. That's a you guys thing, and not you guys. But I mean, the fantasy community, they get so fired up, dude. Like it's to the point where you're like, buddy, like you want to call the people, like, hey, you're okay, right? Like it's cool, man. It was just a football game on television, dude. Like it gets nuts, dude. Was it the fantasy guys?
It's kind of like a blend, like an overlap. So like the fantasy and like, I don't know, I'm not gonna call them nerd community, but like analytics, I would say.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like there's some overlap there. And so that community was pretty upset, it seemed like.
Okay.
Well, they were upset by saying like this is the wrong decision by the numbers, and then the other people would be like, well, it worked. So,
Yeah, I always say he got it right. So like that's the best whenever it goes wrong by them, but he got it right, but it actually worked. So then now that argument just will go in circles forever because you know what I mean? It's like, this is great. Can't lose.
Nerd alert. We're nerd in the chat.
We got Sam Hoppin chiming in. I would say Sam is part of this community. I don't think he was that mad though. So Sam does not count.
Nice.
Yeah. Sam's our favorite nerd. So
yeah, exactly.
That
I think nerd is a term of endearment. So if I call you a nerd, that means means you're smart.
We talk about stats all day. Like, we're nerds too. It's just
twofold here. Like Dan Campbell, that decision, there's like zero analytics in that decision. That is a lineup, man v man. We need to get a yard. My guys are going to get that yard. I don't think he's looking at any analytics there. That's not like
you really can't.
No, that was not what his decision was. It's just, we're going for it. Our will. You're not getting the ball back, and that's what we're doing here too. Everyone can use their social media account however they deem necessary.
Yeah, no, that's the
I
best
find
part
it very
about it.
interesting. Yeah, right. I find it very interesting and peculiar that after the fact, kind of in the middle of the fact, you decide that you want to log into your app and fire off that was a bad decision, as if like you get some sort of credit for like being correct, even though what worked on the field actually went down and happened and was correct. That you're like, you know what? Everyone in the world right now needs to know that I think that was a bad choice.
Yeah. That and that's what I'm talking about, Ryan. Like that part of it.
Just log off, man. Call your friends, call your buddy about it. Just like whatever.
Text that to your group chats, whatever group chats you got. Yeah.
I
also want to get it out there. I do not have the stones to do that. I would have kicked the field goal. 100%.
Yeah.
Like I do not have the stones to do that. Like I would have
watching it happen live. So I wanted the Packers to get the ball back so I can get some Jordan Love yards. Would have cashed the guaranteed parlay, but that didn't happen. So I wanted them to kick the field goal, and I'm watching. I'm like, man, this guy has just balls of steel. I couldn't even believe. I saw him walking out because we can't hear it. You know what I mean? There's music on. It's only on the TV in front of you. So like, I'm just like, they're not going to. And I looked at him. I was like, fuck, they are going. Like, it's Dan. It just hit me that that's Dan Campbell. They're definitely going to do this. I'm like, oh, my God. And yeah, he gets it. It's a right here, right now moment. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do analytics. It's like, do I think this is going to work right now? And that's the only analytics you can possibly have.
Yeah. Look, there's the intangible stuff of how that guy has his locker room wrapped around his finger, and you saw the offensive line's immediate reaction to getting that. And that's, those are like the things that galvanize a team down the stretch, and hard to for the quants to put that in and properly account for it in the models. But hey, made for a good discourse, I guess, on a Thursday night post game. So anyway, let's fire off some bets. I'm excited about this. I'm going to keep it short. We'll jump right into it. You want to get access to all the things that we're doing. You need the betting subscription at 4for4. Cheap way to do it. Download Rebet Sweepstakes app. Use promo code HighSlop. You're going to get a month of High Slops Dub Club, and you're going to get access to everything that we do at 4for4, get in the Discord, all that stuff. So download the Rebet app. Use the $10 to bet. Throw it on Kevin Jennings to go 300 plus on Saturday night. And, you're cooking with gas, and all of a sudden you're going to get the rest of the things we're doing at 4for4 and everything Slop's doing in Dub Club. Reach out if you have any questions. But let's jump into it. Live lines. No stale bread, Connor. Things that people can bet on right now. Floor is yours, my friend. First look, week 14.
Yep. First one. I'll give people a second here. First one is at FanDuel. It is in the. My mic plugged mid first bet.
We can hear you, but you sound like you're in a fish tank all of a sudden. It's kind of technical issues. It does come on the podcast too, so I just want to make sure podcast people know what's going on.
This is a good, pretty good bet. Chargers Chiefs game, FanDuel best line, but still playable everywhere else. We're gonna go with Justin Herbert over 32 pass attempts, 32 and a half pass attempts. It's fine at 33 and a half. I obviously like 32 and a half better. I think this is pretty interesting because when they played against each other the first time, like he only ended up with 27 pass attempts, but that was in their weeks 1 through 4 before their bye, where they were just like running the piss out of the ball. They had J.K. Dobbins. They're running into a brick wall. It didn't matter. Since then, 6th highest pass rate over expectation. Herbert skewed pretty much massively pass heavy. The Chiefs also massive pass funnel. Their run defense is awesome. Their pass defense gotten shredded by Noonan's boy, David Moore, Bryce Young, and Aiden O'Connell, last week. And so I think we're just going to see way more passing volume here. Also, the Chiefs have been passing more too. And I think could lay a number on this Chargers defense that has not looked quite as good, to be honest. So I think McConkey's trending in the right direction. That helps, I think, for yards and like efficiency and probably keeping plays alive. But that's why I kind of took attempts, because like if he's not 100%, like we're probably just getting a lot of pass attempts and a lot of volume here. I mean, the combination of the Chargers having the backfield was like a disaster between like Gus Edwards and Hassan Haskins and Kamani Vidal. And I'm the biggest Gus Edwards truther there is out there. And he looks like absolute trash. So, I mean, I don't know. I just see Herbert slinging it here. I think 35 plus times, honestly, in this spot is a pretty reasonable expectation.
I had it on my list. I thought it was pretty interesting. I was a little, some trepidation earlier in the week because I was worried about the McConkey stuff and how that could play out. But I like it. I like the thought process around it. Slop, boy, saved some overs for us. What are your thoughts here on this one?
Yeah, I mean, you have me at over. We're gonna need McConkey to play though, man, because those guys can't catch. Somebody in the chat just said like that Johnson kid. Like I know his drop rate's what it is, whatever. He can't catch. Like, come on, dude. We all seen him. So as long as McConkey's out there, and maybe if they use Disley this week, it'd be nice. But that's not that many passes, especially since you can't really run on they get the Chiefs, right? Yeah, so you can't run on them.
I considered. I didn't even bet on it. I considered betting on Quentin Johnson longest reception a couple weeks ago. Connor will not let me live it down. I didn't even actually make the bet. I simply tossed it out to our chat to have a discussion around it. And Connor, makes him my boy now. I didn't even bet on him.
You're a QJ guy for sure. And now you brought up another guy too. I'm assuming, I don't know if you're betting on that guy, so I don't want to drop his name. But I
might. I'm not on the show.
All right. Well, I'm not going to say it. But there's another guy who I think also probably stinks, but has a good role and should be good. And like all the metrics look like it should happen, and they just stink at football. So that's like, I hate playing overs on those guys, and that's why I think Slop loves those stinky overs on like the trash quarterbacks. And hopefully I can talk to you now with some of the receiver overs.
That is a great segue into my next play. You just don't. I mean, you don't get segues like that, dude. Like this
Let's hear it.
This is a professional operation.
Yeah, this is.
Even though we come into the show knowing zero about what other people are betting on.
No, yeah, exactly. It's called chemistry right there, boys.
Yeah,
we're gonna go AOC 250 plus passing yards. That's a plus 150 at DraftKings right now. I think I got plus 150 or 158 at FanDuel earlier, but that's gone down to 122. So obviously we're not going to take that whenever you can get plus 150. at DraftKings. But let me tell you something, dude. This is about the Bucks and AOC, kind of like this little mix. All right, the Bucks just gave up almost 300 yards to Bryce Young. I got a rule: if Bryce Young even gets close to 300 yards, your pass defense is horrible, and you should be bet against. And that's what's going to happen this week. Here's the thing, though: AOC was not that bad against the Chiefs. He wasn't good. Like he's not going to the Hall of Fame or anything. He's probably going to start next year, but he's not that bad. I mean, he went 340. He got aided by that Tucker catch that went 58 yards. I mean, that probably shouldn't have happened. But, dude, 250 yards in a game where you're probably going to get dragged because, I mean, the Bucs will score on the Raiders. So you got a great game script for it. You got the perfect defense, and you got a super low number at a really good price. Say no more.
I don't hate it. I mean, your Bryce one cooked up real nice last week too. It's a nice path to some. Your teams are skewing pretty pass heavy against the Bucs. They got I won't say cluster injuries, but they got a handful of injuries in the secondary. So they got guys kind of out of position a little bit here too. So yeah, don't hate it at all. Connor, any thoughts on AOC?
I'm
big AOC guy.
I've been thinking about AOC and like this matchup because the Bucs, I think, on a play-to-play basis, are probably going to make his life pretty horrible. But because they're just going to blitz and like get home a couple of times. But when they don't get home, it's going to be like, a field day for him. And I think Bowers is a great matchup. Patrick mentioned in the chat, Bucs get up tight ends. Bowers going to eat. Yeah, I mean, Bowers is just going to run. He runs like these like little like drag routes a bunch now. And like, I mean, he's just going to make their life a problem. He might catch like 12 balls in this game. So.
It's barely like a route.
Yeah, but then he's like just so good that he breaks like 3 tackles or is just faster than them. I mean, Brock Bowers is the truth. I in hindsight, it was one of those things that I loved about Brock Bowers coming out of college, and somewhere along the way, I just like forgot how good he was, and just like I should have just kept betting him like every single week because he's awesome.
The Brock Bowers
was terrifying last week to have Bryce Young. Don't get me wrong, it was terrifying. And then like I watched the first drive, I'm like, dude, this is gold. This defense couldn't cover me.
Well, now they're giving David Moore 90% of the snaps. Like, of course, he's cooking. I mean, David Moore, legit, highly underrated.
Household name, David Moore. You know what I did during that game? It was a 4 p.m. game, and I realized I didn't really have a lot of action outside of Bryce Young. So that's, again, terrifying. So you're gonna waste your whole 4 o'clock hour, Connor. You know what I mean? Like that's over now if you only going with that. So I took 3 Panthers receivers, 25 plus receiving yards. It was like Thielen, the Brown guy, and Xavier X-Man. They all cashed. It was fun. It was a great day. But the Brown guy was kind of making me sweat a little bit more than I needed to.
You didn't even bet more, and more went for 81. Like you left it on the board.
Well, it was in the first half. I kind of wanted to catch by the first half.
You know what
I mean? They all cashed in the first half. It was 25 yards, guys. Like, what are we doing? How are they not going to get that?
Yes, this is a callback to early days of Move the Line back in 2018 when I found a way to work David Moore basically into every episode of the show. Thought he was going to be like the wide receiver 3 in Seattle with DK Metcalf, and this probably even precedes DK Metcalf. Actually, it was Tyler Lockett days.
It was Baldwin.
Tyler Lockett. Yeah, it was Baldwin. Actually, it was.
Yeah.
It was Baldwin and Lockett and David Moore. So still going.
Lost a lot of coin on Doug Baldwin.
Yeah, Slob, you got to watch your language here. The Brown guy can be perceived the wrong way.
I'll tell you guys a funny story about that, but not on. It's not even really what you think, but it was more just like one of those moments where you're like, dude, you can't say that, but it's totally not what you're saying.
Completely understand.
Yeah, I mean, audio. I mean, it's a common last name. So nothing wrong with that.
One of the most common. It's a great last name. Last name of a king.
I like the AOC play. And I mean, the looking back, the Brock Bowers discourse, even in the draft season 2, was just so wild that like, we had all these like team needs situations and these teams just don't need him. And it's like the guy leads the NFL in receptions, not tight ends, not rookies, the entire league in receptions. And he's just the stud. He's legit that dude. And shame on folks for letting him basically, slip out of the top 10. And the time. It's easy to look back on now, but it's wild. So yeah, he's absolutely a baller. All right, I'm gonna go a little bit off brand. It's not something that I typically do. It's not typically a bet that I like to make. A little weird, but stick with me here. George Pickens, longest reception, over 20.5 yards. I'm just kidding. I bet this every week. I don't know. I joked earlier with Connor. I'm like, hey, I'm going to the ATM if anyone needs anything, because they're just giving away free money. And for some reason, this is still not 30-something yards. And so we have to bet it. The Browns allowing the highest rate of explosive pass plays in the league. That's like 5% higher over the last 5 weeks. So they're giving up massive chunk plays 22% of the time. Pickens has at least one 31-yard reception in every Russell Wilson start. And this is, again, 20.5. If you can get down on MGM, 27.5 is still available for you. But this is regularly, it's available everywhere else at 28. So Pickens also dominates against the style of defense that Cleveland runs too. He's got a 26% target per route run in the season. It's 36% against single high man looks. And that's basically all Cleveland really does. He's averaging nearly a full yard more per route run against these looks. And his first read target share, courtesy of our friends over at Fantasy Points, their data suite, that's up 11.5% against single high man as well. 45% first read targets in these scenarios. He's got a hamstring. He's questionable. He's fine. He's not playing. He's already talking shit back and forth with Greg Newsome and other Browns cornerbacks. Like, he doesn't care. They need this game. They got to hold on for the division. It's not like they can take it easy with Pickens. He's going to cook 28.5 over for the longest, just an automatic play. Slop, any thoughts?
That's fantastic. I'll tell you why in a minute.
Oh, okay. I think you got a sense. Connor, any thoughts on the ATM?
No, I mean, just keep backing up the dump truck and, loading up. I think
we're going to need a bigger truck.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because, I mean, just matches up perfectly with what he can do. I mean, every week is like 22, 23, 24, 25, and he just keeps hitting long plays. So I don't know. I don't doubt it. I think it's just going to happen every week. Did you do a longest round robin last week or longest parlay? But I think you hit 5 out of 6, right?
I don't want to talk about it, but I did. Yeah.
You didn't round robin it, did you?
I didn't round robin, but I bought them all separate.
Okay. I'm going to round robin it this week. I'm going to play all your longest because I don't really play them that often, but I feel like you guys just always win. So I'm going to just round robin all.
Yeah.
Of them, so.
Feel good. The first bet of the week was Calvin Ridley, longest, 23.5. I think we got it. I think it's 25, 26 now. That one makes a ton of sense. But yeah, I mean, I think you can look at explosive play rates. I think you can look at long-term and short-term samples, guys average at the target, quarterback check down rates or deep ball rates. I think there's just some things that kind of line up where you can find some spots that are opportunistic. So yeah, he popped up. Like I said, he just got the Bleacher Nation alert, the hamstring injury, but yeah, they even say in the note, there's no probable nowadays. If there's anything they have to put you as questionable, he's fine. He's not missing this game. So Patrick, smart guy, already bet it. Shout out to Patrick. He gets it. So absolutely love it. All right, Connor, back to you, buddy. What do you got?
Yeah. So we're going to go with kind of another fun one here. One of my first overs and alts of the week. I'm going to go with George Kittle over 54 and 80 plus at plus 250. Kittle is 57 yards in 7 out of 10 games this season. The 3 games he fell short. Basically, Brandon Ayuk was still in, or there was massively run heavy games. They ran the ball 30 something times. They're up by a lot. I mean, no CMC, no Jordan Mason. I think that the Niners will probably run it still a good amount, but I don't think that they're going to be probably running it 30 plus times in this spot, even in a good matchup against the Bears. Also, otherwise, matchup notes are great. 23% target share without CMC on the field. Bears allowed 8 yards per target to tight ends, and Chicago's played cover 3 44% of the time. Third highest rated in the league, and against cover 3. Kittle 3.1 yards per route run against cover 3. So, I mean, there's a lot of different avenues to get there. Again, you can get there on volume. You can get there on just matchup, one play. I think there's just a lot of different avenues for this one. So I think the upside's massive. The matchup's great. And I think that we could see, again, slightly more passing than normal from the 49ers in this spot. And as I mentioned, I don't think that Chicago is going to be able to grind clock here and do it. So I think it could be like a higher volume game on both sides in general for like play volume here.
Yeah, I like it. Bears also just secondary injury issues. Brisker's been out for 2 months. Elijah Hicks has been filling in. He's injured, so they're on Simone Biles' husband, Jonathan Owens. Nice run stuffer, but not a great coverage guy. That's what he's known for.
Every time he does anything, they're like Simone Biles' husband, Jonathan Owens. Like anytime he's like near the ball, like it doesn't even matter if he does anything. They just like can't stop mentioning that on the broadcast. And yeah, like you said, I don't think he's very good, but married to an Olympian. I mean, one of the best gymnasts of all time, right?
Go. She's nuts. So
yeah.
Slop, you're a big tight end guy since like at least 92. Any thoughts on Kill?
He's kind of dead to me because of what he did Sunday night. He ruined the guaranteed parlay. Yeah, it was bad. We needed 25 yards out of the guy. That was it. I didn't ask him to do anything. Basically, that was like literally just put your pads on.
It was a blizzard though.
Yeah. I will say the weather bros did not have that one right. That was an impactful weather. Neither team.
They said they were like, yeah, there's not going to be any weather, but that's why I went with the big dogs. Like Dawson Knox, ever heard of him? Yeah, he went 50 plus, no big deal. Like he was fine. How come this guy couldn't? That's why I do. I knew you don't want to go with those little receivers in the snow like this. So I was like, just in case, let's go with the mutters. You know what I mean? The big dogs. You ever been to the dog track?
Yeah.
Watching the dogs run when it's raining.
Yes.
Ever been when it's raining? You get the big dogs. All right. That was kind of the same thought process here. Go with the big dogs. And guess what? George Kittle, not a big dog.
So I cut my teeth betting back in the day.
Yep.
Middle school, really. The shout out in New Hampshire, Rochester Fair, every year, every September, pony track. But most of the time it was just the dogs. You're not supposed to be betting. But the dogs are out there running. So, hey.
Can't let them get out there and run for nothing. You know what I mean? They had 50 Cent Bush Light Night back in the day, and, man, it was good. It was good. The crowd was extremely questionable, but all good people. Just wanted to gamble, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to find that dog that's just real calm going into the blocks. Like you get that dog that's like all hyped up just before.
Yeah, they don't know.
But you got to watch them, and they're stuffing them in there. The dog is just kind of real calm and ready to go. That's your guy.
Is dog racing legal, like in America? Is that like a legal thing?
Greyhound racing is definitely still legal, right?
It's okey sneaky.
You ever see it? They put the little rabbit.
Yep, here comes Swifty.
And they move it around the track, and the dogs chase after it.
They run fast, dude.
I can't say that I've seen that, but
you've never seen this?
You've never been to dog racing before?
I've not been to a dog race, guys. I don't know.
They used to have the matinees on Wednesday, so you hit the dog track twice in one day. It was great, man. Noon. It was unbelievable. It was an unbelievable time. 50 Cent Bush Lights at noon, too. So you could really you go all day if you had to.
Yeah.
Wow. There used to be more than 50 tracks across 19 states. And now apparently I think there's about nothing.
Yeah, I think PETA got involved, and they ruin all the fun. Like they weren't fighting these dogs. They were just running.
They're running fast.
They were doing. They were just running. They were chasing stuff, just as dogs do. But yeah.
I mean, I missed the horse track too. It was the worst thing that's happened the last 5 years or so. Is Arlington Park closing here in the greater Chicagoland area? Because man, the horse track is a lot of fun too. It's great. Great way to spend a Saturday.
Telecast, dude. It just watch all the races. We tried to bet them all.
Yes,
one night. That was a lot of fun.
So I have a real degenerate friend. Connor knows my buddy Timmy, and the problem was we like go to Arlington, and you get in there and where you place the bets, and there's just TVs all around. So you get the California races late in the day, and some of the Florida stuff, and then like there's actual races going on. If we walk outside that door,
nope.
But we're just betting on whatever's on the TV. What's about to go to post in the next 5 minutes? All of a sudden, like I'm betting on shit all over the country. And there's actual people outside, hundreds of people, thousands of people outside. Like we can actually go watch races right here. We're sitting with the actual real D-gens betting on, Santa Anita, and it's just like
it's called jumping on the jet, Noonan.
Yeah,
so it's jumping on the jet and going to that track. Jump on the jet and go to that track.
Yeah.
Oh man, I might jump on the jet right after I get off this show.
So, I got some breaking news for you fellas over here. Okay. Dog racing is illegal in 43 states. There is one state in the entire country where they're where it is legal and there are active dog racing tracks?
Oh, Florida.
No, but similar. I'll give you another guess. One more other guess.
Arizona.
Texas?
No, I mean we're close. We're talking about like a wild state like that. Like we're pretty close.
I don't know. So it's illegal in Florida now?
It is illegal. Yeah. So yep. Recent dog racing states now illegal. Florida. Yep. So yeah, illegal.
Dude, I don't even know what I would have done.
And it's actually still legal in Bama, Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, Texas, Wisconsin. There's just no active tracks. The only state where there's an active dog racing track, West Virginia.
Nah, West Virginia.
Yep.
Mountaineer State.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. We used to watch the horse races there. The Mountaineer, they came on at 7. Get through all the East Coast ones, and then the California ones to start running. So you start jumping on the jet and go down. Dude, good times. Good times.
Yeah, I found a site that did like some analytics. You really start to like learn how to read the book. For real, like you got the mutters. You're like, oh, this matters.
Big
like,
dogs,
they're running on turf. Like this is his first turf. Oh, they're running 1.25 miles. Like, no, this guy only runs 1 mile. Like we don't know what he's gonna do. So you start to get it. The stakers, the finish, the closers. So, yeah, I miss it. I miss it.
It was awesome. Deborah Johnson. Shout out Deborah Johnson Kennels. She was like the goat kennel. All those dogs, they got treated like gold because they were. I mean, she had the good dogs. So if you saw a Deborah Johnson dog, you're like, all right, let's go. Going in.
It's good times. This is true degenerate stuff. So, all right, Slob, I think I led you somewhere with my George Pickens play. Back to you with your second football bet of the day.
Yeah, this is kind of another one that's a little bit terrifying, but I think we're good. It's Russell Wilson, 250 plus is plus 150 at DraftKings, it looks like. Trying to find. Hang on, I pulled up someone else, so I kind of messed up. But yeah, whatever it is, it's plus 150 somewhere. All right, look, I don't know what happened to him, but he might not be that bad anymore. I mean, he's got Pickens now, throws to that tight end Freiermuth. I mean, he's getting 250. Go back and look at his game logs, dude. Like 250 is like his floor. And in this game, I think that the Browns can throw the ball, push the Steelers to throw the ball themselves and not sit on it. 250. Not a huge day out of him. I mean, I don't know that he's not going 4+ again. I mean, that was crazy. But, dude, 250 at plus 150 against the Browns, who, like you said, they are big play central. I mean, it's Calvin Austin playing. Nothing's wrong with him, right?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think he's fine.
He's another.
He got hit a couple. He got hit hard a couple of times last week.
Yeah, no, I thought he was gonna have to quit, but I didn't see the injury report though after that game. But I thought there was no way he was going to play. But yeah, anyway, so if he's there, that's just another rando way to get, giant chunk plays. Come on now, 250. That's it. It's plus 150.
Plus 160 on MGM is your best.
Okay. Yeah, I never look at them though. I don't count them as a book. No offense. But,
144.
You guys know why. Not you guys, but BetMGM. You guys know what you did. Not cool, man.
144 on FanDuel looks to be the best other price, and they're a viable shop.
Yeah, so 150 is where I can do it at Caesars. I can do that at somewhere else. No, Caesars is the only place. So 135 at DraftKings, 140 at ESPN Bet, and 144 at FanDuel, 150 at Caesars. I mean, it's all deadly. You got options.
Yeah.
He's probably going to throw in another 300 game, though, because I think Jameis is going to be fine. I think he's going to still throw picks, don't get me wrong, but I bet you he moves that offense still. Like that Browns offense looks completely different than it did at the beginning of the year. Like you got Deshaun Watson was like horrible, like awful, like so much so that Jameis Winston steps in and it looks like a legitimate viable offense. It just with a lot of turnovers somehow.
Well, he has the Lord to deliver him for pick sixes. So
and let's hope he does.
Yeah.
Hey, if you got God on your side, man, that's a plus. You know what I mean? We can all use God on our side.
Yeah. Put that in your model, Connor.
Yeah, I mean, Jameis is a national treasure. I love him. I just
Me too.
Anytime I can bet on him that I think it's somewhat viable, even I consider it. And just even for fun, worst case, I bet on him. Just absolute hero. Yeah, I mean, we've seen now 2 years in a row. Deshaun Watson goes out. Joe Flacco comes in, crushes. Jameis Winston comes in, crushes. Even DTR, I think, had 1 or 2 good games. I mean, he played
It
like shit
wasn't
the rest
that
of the time.
bad.
But like we have guys who can actually throw the ball and they're crushing in this offense. So they throw the ball a ton. Nick Chubb has been honestly kind of ass. So that's been pretty disappointing. But they still like to feed him the ball, and he's still like good, I think, at moving the chains. So he just doesn't have that kind of like doesn't have that juice that he used to, like that breakaway juice. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what's been missing. Nick Chubb longest actually used to be that was probably the OG longest for you. You bet like 6 weeks in a row, and I think you hit like almost every week.
It was so nice for a while, but yeah, that's I don't say the ship has sailed, but it's probably off the board for 2024 until we.
Dude, I thought we were gonna get so rich by front running him like probably a month ago. I was like, yeah, perfect. This is gonna be the game where he gets his 20 carries and he goes for like $130. Yeah, no, that's over. It's never happened.
Didn't happen.
It's a shame, man. It's a shame. It was gonna be a good thing. I was gonna spend that money. I don't even know what I was gonna spend that money on. I was probably gonna gamble it, but whatever.
We get Profit X to handle some alt stuff for us, Connor. You throw on plus 250 and see if they can do that.
They did add same game parlays actually recently. They added like
look at them. That's
okay. I don't know how to be entirely transparent because they're like an exchange, but I got the notification. So I'm gonna dig into that more. If any of you guys are on Profit X, it's a cool sweepstakes app available in 42 states. They're supposed to have like I think they labeled them like fun props or something like that, which is great. I think people like fun, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Good. I'll be honest with you. I was not out on Profit X. I was waiting to be like kind of, and I'm in. I'm now in. Just because on all those ones you got to do your due diligence. You have to, and it's difficult. I'm in on them. So
they saw the FanDuel.
A while.
They saw the FanDuel financial reports, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to put some same game parlays in here and
immediately."
Start to, we're gonna probably have to get on board. So, come back on Wednesday. Connor and I are gonna sit down with one of the founders there, talk to him about how we got here, what's the future for them. But we're excited about that. So
really?
Especially
you got that guy? Okay, cool. No, I'll watch that too.
Yep, coming back on Wednesday. So, all right, let's see. Last one for me, and then we'll start to build some, milli parlays. It feels like it's a good week to maybe be 100,000 air or maybe better. I don't know. Depends on what the guys want to do. We'll see. But I thought Slop would be on this because, again, big tight end guy. But I'm going with Jawan Jennings, tight end for the Saints, over 32.5 receiving yards. I think it's 32.5 everywhere now. It's been bet on a little bit here early, but pretty good spike in usage for Jawan Johnson. I don't know if I said Jawan Jennings. Jawan Johnson.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah,
we knew who you were talking about.
Tight end, Saints.
Just gotta say Jawan.
JJ. Anyway, he's gonna have a nice little day. He's benefiting from no Taysom Hill. Last week, 7 targets. Brought him in for 36 yards. But again, they took a couple deep shots with him too. So they didn't get home with him. I like seeing the usage. He was out there for 79% of the Saints dropbacks. So, if we can get him 65, 75%, that's pretty elite usage for a tight end these days. And again, just all those free targets to be had without Taysom, who was just absolutely dominating everything they had from a target share standpoint and absolutely crushing. But now he's out. So Jawan Johnson, over 32.5, minus 110 on DraftKings, readily available elsewhere. I think 3.5 receptions plus money is also a pretty good look. But I like the yardage because I think he can get there on a few shots. And if the Giants are beat up, we might have, no neighbors here. The defense, Dexter Lawrence, no Bobby Okereke, like they're in bad shape. So if the Giants just absolutely sell this one, we don't need to worry about volume for Johnson. So Jawan Johnson over 32.5 yards here. Slop, any thoughts?
I think those Giants are going to quit. They quit in terms of, you know what I'm saying? Like not quit. You know what I'm saying? They're not just going to just lay down. But you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't. I don't know how you get up for any games in the NFL when you're 2-10 and having the season they are.
Yeah.
I honestly think Malik Neighbors might have just quit. This is like his 4th. He might have just had a full week of practice again with Drew Lock and been like, fuck this, I'm out. Dude, I got to hit
hospital balls, dude.
Yeah, that would not surprise me at all. His post-game pressers dating back to the moment that he got drafted, I tweeted out a thread and I just kept periodically added to it every time Malik Neighbor said something. He has said nothing good about the Giants, like ever. Since he's been drafted there, it's always been like literally last week it was, what do you want me to do? They didn't throw me the ball until we were down 30-0. Like, what do you want me to do? He's like, talk to Dable.
Awesome.
Like, which is hilarious. But I mean, like, he hates everyone. He's so mad. He's pissed that he doesn't have a quarterback.
I mean, would you be?
I would too. Yeah.
These
So
guys show up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You only got so long and you show up and it's Danny Dimes. That's your quarterback. He's gone. You're like, yeah, don't worry about it, man. We'll take care of it. It's Tommy DeVito. And then it's Drew Lock. It's like, why did you pick me? You don't even have a guy to throw me the ball.
Yeah. And he's honestly pretty good. He's pretty sick.
He's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
open like crazy. But
is it quiet quitting? Isn't that a thing a handful of years ago?
Yeah, that's a new thing though. That's with the kids. That's what they do. They quiet quit. I kind of like it. I respect the kids for that. Like once I read about what that was, I was like, wow, man, that's next level right there. They just don't answer the emails.
Yep. I have some friends quiet quitting. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But back to Jawan. Did you think about longest reception for him? Because they're kind of getting him like that. Like, because before it was he would turn around and like they would have Rattler just kind of like whip it at him, like literally 4 yards away from him. So like you'd go the reception routes with him. But then now it's like Derek Carr has them like way out. Like
they tried probably like a 30-yard down the sideline pass. I actually think they didn't call a pass interference, but Quentin Lake totally mugged him last week. So they almost hit on a nice, a big one. So I thought about it. It was like 15.5. I think it's very viable. While we're in the game, I bet it. There's a rogue 13.5 on longest reception for Alvin Kamara.
Oh, Ryan. 20 plus, dude. FanDuel, they got to have that, right?
I don't think they do. I don't think they do that. I think Caesars does that.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna find it. They might.
Kamara, I think Kamara is going to get so much volume that like 13.5, just catching 7-8 balls, scamper out of bounds one time. It's not even like a long pass, just kind of a first down. It's like just a first down, Alvin Kamara. So it's like 15.5 everywhere, but FanDuel out of 13.5. I bet
plus 135 for 20
plus. Yeah,
that's. I kind of want. I don't know. I was expecting more. I wouldn't do that for 20 plus.
I told Connor that you were going to try to jam 5 receptions down our throat for the Millie parlay. I'm like, this has got slop all over him. Like, you know what? I got to reach out to slop. Make sure he's not playing Juan.
The only thing I hate about it is they might kick the crap out of the Giants. So those receptions at the end, that's why you got to go yards. You can't go receptions because, man, you would be sick if he had a 3 for 58 line in like the beginning of the third quarter and just never saw anything again because, whatever. So you were 100% right and you're not going to get paid for it. So you got to go yards for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. Connor, any thoughts?
No, I mean, it makes sense. We've been jamming Taysom overs for kind of a similar, reason.
Very successful.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you remember last week, we talked about under rushing, over receiving, and that hit by a lot, even prior to his injury. And I didn't play either. I don't know why. You
didn't play this. You the one that pushed the yards again. I played it when you told me about it. I was waiting for. I'm like, is he gonna play it? You got cold feet on it. But yeah, I played it at least. I think it was 24.5 receiving yards again. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. I have no idea.
Yeah, you had a good week either way. So
yeah,
let's build a nice little 6-7 figure little parlay here.
Let's rock.
Let's get it started. Where do we want to start? We're going to build FanDuel or we're going to build Caesars?
So my suggestion is we've been building Caesars, haven't been winning. My suggestion, because we have Kevin Jennings alts on FanDuel, is we go back to FanDuel.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about language.
So I put in some stuff that we've talked about. We can obviously veto some if we want to take them out. Juwan Johnson, 60 yards is plus 350. Seems like a lot. Don't think it's that much. Russell Wilson, 275 plus 270. We can go higher with these. It just feels like these are kind of already a lot. We're betting on shitty players. Brock Bowers, 100 plus is plus 300 only. I actually have Bowers pulled. That's funny you said that. I literally have him pulled up. I mean, do you go 125
Is it? I mean, I don't think is it that crazy to go 125. It could be. I'm just asking.
You can sell me as high as you want on Brock Bowers. I would go all the way up, and I believe.
I don't know that I could do 150. You know what? Let's try and hit this. I think we've been getting enamored about the price
payout.
and all that stuff. I think we can hit one of these, like a solid rip. Like in baseball, it'd be like double off the wall. You know what I mean? For like $300,000 instead of trying to hit it over the fence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's
Ground
try
rule
and hit
double.
one off the wall. Let's try and hit somebody with it. Hard.
Yeah,
But I think Bowers 100 plus isn't that crazy, but 10 more yards
is plus 420.
It's just 420, which that feels, dude, there is nobody else. I mean, Jacoby Myers possibly. I mean, like, I don't know what happened there, but somehow he's catching everything and they're targeting him, and they're literally pretending like he's like a really good receiver. Like if you watch their play calling, it's nuts, dude. It's literally like, oh yeah, it's going back to Jacoby. Like, really? So there's that, but Bowers is where it's at, dude.
Tampa Bay giving up the 4th most passing yards to tight ends as well.
Yeah. Oh, they're a tight end team.
And they're behind.
Yep.
We go a little bigger on that then. Plus 420.
Feels right.
110 plus. I added Kittle 90 plus, a plus 340. And then Kevin Jennings 300 plus. So we're already at 156 to 1 combining some of our picks. If I missed anything, let me know.
For the audience, Kevin Jennings, SMU quarterback, Saturday nights.
Legend.
Yeah. And quick backstory. Let's hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He hit his passing prop 7 weeks in a row, consecutively, which opened 7 weeks ago at like 207. And now is up to 250, but still had more than 250 in every single game, except for last week where he was benched in the 4th quarter because they were winning by so much. And it was senior night and they got in some, like, it was like, not a full like Make-A-Wish thing, but pretty much with like the senior night.
It's just gonna be like a Make-A-Wish thing. I was like, yeah, don't say that. And he caught him.
I mean, it wasn't though. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't.
No, it was not.
So,
you're correct. It was not. It was not.
So the backup got in, and so my point is now he's playing Clemson, and Clemson should have a good game.
Correct.
Clemson's pass defense too is not very good. They're like very mid. And they should SMU's only favored by like 2.5, so they should push them a little bit. That's the issue. SMU's won all of those games by like 20 points, basically.
They roll people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when they
we
have
can put my guy in there, the Penn State kid. He's going 275, Connor.
Well, I actually kind of like that. I don't know shit about
this guy. We can take him 250 and guarantee it. Like, it's guaranteed.
Let's guarantee it. No, but it's just a ground rule double. You know?
Like, just get the guaranteed 250 because they have to throw the ball. Like, I mean, dude, this is how college football works. They can all stop the run. Like, these great defenses stop the run. You start throwing on them, dude, you can go all night. It's just they don't. They're going to have to this time, though, because Oregon's going to score on Penn State, I'm telling you. So they have no choice. They have no choice but to throw for 250. His hands are tied.
Yep.
Probably.
I like it.
Yeah, all right. Well, I added it. We're up to $10 to win 57K. So we're at a good start here, I would say.
Okay. How do we feel about Mike Evans?
100 plus.
Too low. 100 plus.
Did you see last week? It looked like Baker didn't have another guy. You know what I mean? Every ball that he threw to him, there was like at least one guy around. You know what I mean? Like he didn't care. It wasn't like he was open. It was like, no, this ball's going to him. So there is that.
12 targets.
That's kind of how I analyze like how much. You know what I mean? Like, are they just gonna force feed this dude? And they were force feeding him.
So I was looking too, just some like different splits. Look over the past 5 weeks. The Raiders' opponents have a 10% pass rate over expectation. That is 5.5% higher than the next closest team. Teams are skewing massively pass heavy against the Raiders right now. Bucks love to pass it anyway. 12 targets for Evans last week. Again, another guy that's like on the injury report that I don't really care about. I think he's fine.
He's fake injury report.
He's the only dude, right? Like he's the only guy. So they're just trying to make sure he's good for the game.
He fills it out. They let him say what it is. You know what I mean?
They let him fill it.
Tell him what it is. Just it's your ankle or something. You know what I mean? We'll see you Sunday.
So good.
Bring your pad.
I have bad news. There's no Bucks props at all on FanDuel outside of no receiving Bucks props. And
they get it.
Yeah,
they know, dude. They're watching. Yeah, you're right. It's just those 3 Raiders guys.
We got Birdie in the chat saying sincere. This is a great interaction, by the way. Sincere McCormick over 50 rushing yards. I asked where. He said no clue.
I like it.
Great. But he brought up a good point. Coach is praising him this week. They finally found a running back that fits the system. I've not looked, just want to bring your attention. Yeah, not available yet anywhere that I've seen. Great look. Totally agree. You got me excited though, and there's nothing up. So
touchdown bets only. Yeah. So.
Ooh, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns. 32-1 on FanDuel. 32 on FanDuel. 14 on DraftKings.
Yeah, I just did a video with Dub Club yesterday about line shopping. Dude, if you're gonna bet touchdowns, you better what are you doing if you're not shot? Like, you can just imagine sitting next to somebody like you're your buddy. And you got 2 touchdowns for this guy, 32-1, and he's got 14. It's the same exact bet.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, if you had the 14, like, he'd be over like celebrating like he just won $3,200 because he did, and you're only getting $1,400 like a poor because you're not smart enough to just go make the same bet somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, come on, guys. Like,
even the anytime touchdown bet is 3-1 plus 310 on FanDuel. It's plus 175 on DraftKings.
That doesn't even make sense. That should be illegal.
Shop around.
Criminal.
If I was in charge, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah. We need one more, I think, to get us over 100K, by the way.
Yeah, that's a nice rip right there. Nice,
that's nice 7-leg
clean hit
rip.
I got a couple thoughts. I have one. Just want to take your temperature. I feel like just from a pure schematic thing, like Connor's going to be out on this one, but just hold on a little bit. It's really hard to run the football against the Minnesota Vikings. They've been really good at running the ball. Their quarterback, did you see that first time in like next gen history that like he did not top 36 miles per hour in a throw? He just doesn't have any juice left. You got to throw the ball. And why not just throw it to your running back, who's pretty damn good, who's going to have a really hard time running the football. Saquon receptions, plus money, like 4.5. That's like plus 125 for 4.5. If you take Saquon, I don't know, 6+, which he's done.
Wait, Saquon or Bijan?
I'm sorry, Bijan.
Yeah, I was scared. Like, wait a minute.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah, that was your face. That makes sense.
I think I've been looking at the wrong schedule.
Bijan targets, receptions. I don't know. I think he can be pretty heavily involved in the passing game because I think he's going to struggle to run the ball. And Kirk's got no juice. So putting that out there, I think Bijan is pretty interesting.
We got 6 receptions is plus 225.
They're going to have to throw the ball. I'm on Ray McLeod for that same reason, the 40+ receiving yards. But I was very, very torn on receptions or receiving yards. But the receptions number is kind of trash. So because he's like the one, I think he's like a 6-yard ADOT. So it's not like he's very, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a safety blanket type thing. But I'd go Bijan.
Bijan literally caught 6 balls last week.
Yeah. Any day.
He's got 7 multiple times this year.
I think you're right that you have to throw on those guys. You have to have some part of that pass game. It's just what part do you want given what Kirk is right now?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's beautiful because that puts us at $11 to win $206,000. That escalated things pretty quickly. Can obviously scale that down if you want. Just a quick recap. We got Kittle 90, Kevin Jennings 300, Allard or whatever it is 250, the Penn State quarterback, Juwan Johnson 60+, Russell Wilson 275+, Bowers 110+, and to top it off, Bijan Robinson 6+ receptions. The good news is that we will know by 3:25 on Sunday when if we won or not because of George Kittle, and we'll actually have our first 2 legs home with Kevin Jennings and Drew Allard tomorrow night. So
that is so fun.
I want to apologize to Ryan in the chat. I'm not a good talker, so Ryan bet Juwan Jennings receiving yards, Saquon receptions. Because I did say both those things. So I'd like to apologize. Professional podcast host. Can't get anyone's name right.
It's fine.
I don't think he actually did. So it's a really good message, though.
He know what you meant.
Hopefully. Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Juwan Johnson, Bijan Robinson. Just thinking about alpha backs. Yeah.
We got a guy in the chat here asking about a touchdown lay. That's not really my territory. Slop, you got any touchdown looks you like here real quick?
I suck at touchdowns. They never score, dude. The guy, like, it always sets up perfect. You know what I mean? It just never, the guy never scored, except for yesterday. I have no idea how he came. That was actually yours. I used that from our group chat when you were like, all those guys are missing the D line from the lines. I was like, yeah, Jacobs twice. Yeah,
I'm still not over it. Their second best offensive lineman got injured mid-game. Like they're literally starting like Dan Campbell's cousin was like in the center of the defensive line. Do you see that? Who is that white guy?
I don't know. Some random dude.
The guy who's like kept like pounding his fist and like
Pat O'Connor.
Yes, who is that guy?
He's been around for a little bit. He used to play for the Bucks. Yeah.
I mean, did he play or like?
Yeah.
He's 31.
I want to see some video.
I mean, dude, he looks like he could be Dan Campbell's like, relative. He's kind of
Dan Campbell looked like he could dress.
Probably still play. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get out there, hit a couple guys,
bite some kneecaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this parlay's hitting. I feel like we did it right by setting up the first two the day before. Now the real party starts on Sunday. We're done before dinner. We know is it going to be ketchup packets again, or we're gonna get some steaks?
Yeah, ramen or Vegas. It's one of the two.
Mm-hmm. I like there's no in between. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, yeah, I like it. I feel good about it. Just measured, right? We just again take that $200,000 and then feel real easy about what we do next week for the Millie parlay, right? Just got to build building blocks. That was
we could bet 100 on something to get a milli because like we're just flush with cash and we got to get rid of it somehow. Can't just be walking around with all that cash on you.
Yeah, a laundry list of potential sack bets this week. If we can get some books to get on board, post some stuff. Literally no tackles on the board. One couple tackles on the board, not much. So hopefully we get some more defensive stuff here coming out. But let me see. We give people a little taste. Sack wise, we're gonna go back to the well on Chop Robinson this week. Aaron Rodgers does not seem like a guy that wants to mess around and play much football these days. I think that's another team that seems to be mailing it in a little bit with no Hall, no Sauce. Go back to the well on Chop bet. Probably double dip, little sack parlay on Monday Night Football with Micah Parsons, Trey Hendrickson. Both those guys probably get home there, so probably have a little Monday Night Football sack parlay action. But yeah, get in the Discord. Look for more of those. Jeff, what's up, man? Jeff, I kicked your ass in the DFS contest a couple weeks ago. I didn't see you in there. I kept scrolling, couldn't find you. I thought I got to the bottom. I don't know. I didn't see your name in there, but congrats on winning a tournament that I wasn't in. But I think I cleaned the floor with you the next week. So happy for you, buddy.
I love Jeff. He's one of my favorite guys. No matter what, that guy will always talk shit. No matter what. He will never stop talking shit. Never. You gotta respect that.
You need friends like that, right?
Oh, yeah. Like it's crazy. Like he just never stops talking shit. Never.
It's my favorite part about him. So, all right, fellas, good stuff. Came in under the hour mark this week. Don't forget, take advantage of the Rebet deal. Download the Rebet app, sportsbook betting app, sweepstakes app. But you can bet on sports on it. Use promo code HIGHSLOP, deposit $10. Use that to bet on all sorts of stuff that we gave you this week. And then you'll also get access to 4for4 and all of our stuff and High Slop's Dub Club, which you can't beat that as well. So, and then you want to find more High Slop stuff, go on to youtube.com, use that search bar on the top, type in High Slop. You'll find lots of great stuff in there as well. And you can come back. That way you can get access to next week's show. And again, we're going to talk to the guys over at Profit X on Wednesdays, game by game preview as well. So for Connor and Slop, I'm Ryan. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks, everybody.